What's up everyone, Tony here, and today we are going to mess around and take a look at some of the all new features added to the PC version of Red Dead Redemption 2. This is a more laid back video than usual, and I'm just kind of editing together some of the cool new stuff I've stumbled upon in the PC version as I explored around the world. First things first, I wanted to quickly take a look at the game settings here on the PC because they are very, very interesting. The consensus out there right now is that Red Dead Redemption 2 may not be super optimized, or at the very least, the game is super demanding. Many people, myself included, have run into launcher issues, errors, crashing, in-game stutter, and the inability to just maintain a stable frame rate. Rockstar has been pumping out patch after patch during this first week of launch, and while some things have improved for some people, others are running into a lot of issues still. In fact, I wanted to record this entire video live to tape, but honestly after the third time my game crashed and I lost all the footage I was recording, I just had to stop before I threw my PC out of the window. So this has been a rocky launch to say the least, and hopefully everything will be fixed up relatively soon. So with all that said, to get a stable 60 FPS in Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC, you're probably gonna have to tinker with the settings quite a bit, and just experiment and see what works for you. I'm just scrolling through my settings here, and I've provided my PC specs in the video description, but ultimately my PC usually has no problem running new games at 4K and 60 frames per second on the highest settings, but it has struggled to do the same with Red Dead Redemption 2. Really, it's to the point where I just said screw it and decided to play at 1080p with the resolution scale set to 1.5 times. I've put over 1,000 hours into the Xbox One X version of the game, and considering we're running at 60 frames per second now, I assure you that even at 1080p, this game looks incredible running with these settings. And I think that might have a bit to do with the fact that the Xbox One X version of the game is actually, in a lot of ways, toned down compared to the PC version. Digital Foundry just did a super deep dive into every setting on this screen and what exactly they do, and I recommend watching that video if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of how each of them work and how each will affect performance. But in summary, they basically found that the Xbox One X version of the game, in some ways, doesn't even reach the low settings of the PC version of RDR2. That is a mind-blowing fact to me, since in my mind, Red Dead Redemption 2 running on Xbox One X up until now has been the best-looking video game I've ever seen in my entire life. Yet this PC port is an absolute beast in comparison. It is definitely future-proofed to an insane degree, to the point where people with 2080 Ti, monster PC builds, still cannot run this game at 4K 60 with everything maxed out. In that sense, it is much like 2007's Crysis, and I'm seeing that comparison being made quite a bit. The fully maxed out Ultra settings simply aren't meant to be run at full speed in 2019, but instead at some point in the future. In summary, don't be afraid to try and put certain settings on low or medium, because the game will still look absolutely incredible in most cases. When it comes to resource hogs though, the worst of all has to be the water physics. Turning up water physics results in a massive performance hit with fairly little difference visually unless you're looking really closely at some of the water. So I've turned it down and immediately noticed a higher FPS when I jumped back into the game. So if you're struggling to maintain 60 FPS, I'd turn down the water physics first, and then if you're still running into problems, again, check out that wonderful breakdown vid by Digital Foundry, which I've linked in the video description. Alright, now let's jump back into the actual game and check out some of that cool new stuff. First, we're going to head up to the Wapiti Indian Reserve and see if we can find one of the all-new horses added to the PC version of the game, the Warped Brindle Arabian. As we ride north, you're going to see just how great this game looks with all those settings I just showed you, and how breathtaking this world looks in cinematic mode while running at 60 FPS. It's pretty amazing, and even a full year after the game's release, I'm still pretty dumbfounded by how good it looks. The PC version is only going to keep that feeling going, I'm sure. So, as we take in this beautiful world, I'm going to go down the list here of new stuff added to the PC version. So just going down the list here, we have the Warped Brindle Arabian, which is what we're going to go and find right now. There's also the Few Spot Appaloosa, which is an entirely new horse added for the PC version. And then there's a bunch of horses that were previously available in Red Dead Online only that'll now be available in the single player for the first time. And as you can see here in the game, what I'm doing is actually testing out the keyboard and mouse controls, which I think is really nice. So back when I used to speedrun GTA 5 on PC, I used to play most of the game with a wired 360 controller, and even right now with Red Dead Redemption 2, I am mostly using my Xbox One controller because I'm just so used to it at this point. But I love how in Rockstar games, you're able to just kind of, like, as soon as you touch a mouse or a key on your keyboard, it will snap into keyboard and mouse controls. And in GTA 5, when I was speedrunning, there were some circumstances that just called for, you know, the precision of, like, keyboard and mouse, you know, movement and just perfect, precise aim that a 360 or an Xbox One controller or any analog stick just can't provide that type of precision. So I love how, you know, you can just kind of jump in there with your mouse and do that perfect shot if needed. But most of the time, I am pretty much okay, I think, with the, you know, the wired controller. But as I was saying, so we have our two new horses here in the PC version, but the rest are mostly just, they were previously available in Red Dead Online. We have the Perlino Andalusian, the Red Chestnut Arabian, and then there's some wild horse variations as well. The Buttermilk Buckskin Kentucky Saddler, the Liver Chestnut Morgan, and the Gold Palomino Tennessee Walker. I hope I'm pronouncing that all right. I am not a horse connoisseur yet. I've never experienced so much horse vocabulary until playing this game, really. But yeah, it's cool to find these horses. As far as I could tell, none of these horses that are added to the game are, like, statistically superior to the Rose Gray Bay Arabian, which was, you know, it's the horse I'm riding right now, actually. The best horse in the game. Its stats are just, like, out of this world. None of these horses are that, you know, pimped out, I guess. But, you know, it's just fun to go around exploring this world and, like, finding new things, and that's what we're gonna do here right now. Alright, so we found the Warped Brindle Arabian here in the Indian Reservation. And, yeah, it's been a while since I've done this. Tracking down a wild horse here. Let's see. Let's see if we could get to this horse and successfully capture, it's the wrong word. Calm it. We're gonna calm this horse, this wild horse, and take it for a little ride. Yes, that's all. Sneaky, sneaky. And you can see the M1899 pistol in its holster. That beautiful new PC exclusive gun, which I've already made a video on the M1899 pistol, so I'm not going to go over it again here. You can check that video out if you want, but that's an entirely new gun for the PC version of the game, and it looks and feels pretty great. Okay, so here we go. We got a good look at the new Arabian here. And we're just going to get on, and then we're going to do the thing. Ride, ride, ride. Whoa, boy. Easy, boy. That's a good boy. 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 Okay, we got him. We got the boy. And, you know, if nothing else, I mean, all Arabians are pretty good. Like, statistically, they're fast, you know, they got health, they got all that good stuff. But I just like how this one looks, right? As I bring up the stats here. Like, the Warped Brindle Arabian. Like, I like how this horse looks. I don't know. It just looks real nice. So, I could see myself using this one just strictly due to aesthetics. Aesthetics alone, you know, I'm into this one. So that's, you know, a new horse. I'm okay with that. I approve of this addition to the game, you know. New horses are always cool. The thing I might be looking forward to the most, though, in the PC version, as we look at some cinematic mode gameplay of the Arabian here, the thing I'm looking forward to most, I think, is actually modding the horses to just get, like, ludicrous speeds out of them. I think that would be really fun. Just, like, you know, mod a unicorn into the game and let me just go 100 miles per hour, you know. So there's our horse, and next up, what I wanted to do is play one of the missions from earlier in the game. This is Chapter 2, Blessed Are the Meek. It's the mission where we go to Strawberry to break Micah out of jail. And I just wanted to see how one of the missions in the game looked, you know, the cutscenes and the mission itself, running at 60 frames per second. Just take it in and see how it looks. Shocking news. It looks pretty damn good. 60 frames per second in these combat-filled missions, it feels so tight. Like, I know one of the big complaints about Red Dead Redemption 2 is how the gunplay was all slow and laggy and stuff and whatever. I mean, I personally never had that much of a problem with it. I just kind of adapted to, you know, the gunplay in this game. But here in 60 frames per second, I swear to God, it feels... I don't know if maybe totally different is an exaggeration, but it feels different. I swear it feels different. And this is a mission where it's just like guys are just coming in. You got to take them all out. And I really felt it here, you know, really doing my usual, you know, picking off guys as they come in thing that I'm so used to doing at 30 frames per second. But here with the game running at 60, even in these extreme weather conditions, I'm pretty proud of my old PC here for holding up with this torrential downpour, because I feel like that would impact performance. But nah, it's holding steady. But the gameplay, I mean, the gameplay just, it feels great at 60 frames per second. And yeah, that's why I recommend really trying to figure out your build and trying to, you know, optimize your game, turn down whatever settings you have to get that 60 FPS experience. Because again, if you want a really nice 4K experience, like the PS4 Pro and Xbox One versions are right there for you to go play at any time, and they look fantastic, but you're never going to get 60 FPS out of those versions of the game. That's what makes this PC version so special, I think. And as you'll see here, I'm actually missing quite a bit because I am just so used to 30, and I have like the perfect trigger finger for 30 frames per second that I'm like slightly early on a lot of these shots, and I'm just like shooting barrels and stuff. But like, it feels good, and I'm shocked at how good it feels, and it's causing me to actually make mistakes. But once I get into a little, you know, once I get into the motions here, it starts feeling real good, and it's just buttery smooth, these heavy combat sections. And it really reminds me a lot of, you know, GTA 5 when I first played on PC for the first time. It was like almost an all-new experience playing at this higher frame rate. Like, I can't understate enough just how drastically, you know, the frame rate is going to affect your experience with a game. So I highly recommend everyone check this out and really try to get that 60 FPS locked to feel just a buttery smooth gameplay experience. So as we finish out this mission here, some of the other things added to the PC version include some trinkets. As we see Scumbag Micah here doing his scumbag thing. And I've shifted over to first person just for fun. We have 5 new trinkets. I mean, trinkets, even in the base game, did not really do that much. They, you know, increase looted ammo by 10%, increase health bar refill speed by 10%. Like, these are things you're really not noticing all that much. So I'm not going to show you, you know, myself equipping a trinket. Like, I don't think that's really necessary to show in video. I'm kind of just going over the more interesting stuff that I feel is actually worth kind of sharing here. You know, that's kind of the unfortunate thing about this release. I'm really hoping, like, the inevitable PS5 version of the game adds more stuff, because compared to the enhanced versions of GTA 5 for PC and PS4 and Xbox One, like, that version of GTA 5 added quite a bit to the, you know, PS3 and 360 versions of that game. And this PC release of Red Dead Redemption 2 I think is really cool, if for nothing else, like the frame rate and the photo mode, which we're going to get into. But so much more could be done here. So much more, and it's unfortunately not really being done. You know, trinkets is not going to cut it for me, personally. And as we can see here, we're going to do a little bit of horseback shooting, and that has always been something I kind of personally have, you know, had issues with. But in 60 FPS, once again, all of the movement and just shooting in general is improved, for sure. So, besides the trinkets, we have 2 new gang hideouts, which, again, gang hideouts are really just a bunch of enemies spawned at a place on the map, and you need to shoot and kill them all. That's what a gang hideout is. I actually went over the Gap-Tooth Breach gang hideout in that M1899 pistol showcase video, so check that out if you want to see what a gang hideout looks like. We won't be doing a gang hideout in today's video because, again, it's just shooting guys, which we kind of get across in this mission that I'm showing you right here. There's 2 new treasure maps added to the game. I mean, if you've done a treasure map, you know what that looks like, so whatever. 3 new bounty hunter missions. Again, if you've done bounty hunter missions, you know what that looks like, so we're not going to get too into it. But the main things that interest me really are the new horses, which I've shown, the new weapons, which we're going to get into. There's a new mission, which sounds interesting on paper. And finally, the new photo mode, which, quite frankly, might be the coolest addition added to the PC version of the game. I'd say outside of the graphical enhancements and you know, 60 frames per second. The photo mode is something I have been loving, both just doing it myself and as someone just kind of like active on Twitter and Reddit and everything. Seeing the Rockstar Games community, there are so many talented people in this community that are dedicated to like photography in these worlds, and they are just getting started with the Red Dead Redemption 2 photo mode, and there's already some stunning photography out there. As we see Arthur chirping Micah and giving him a piece of his mind, the bastard. All these cutscenes look great in 60 frames per second, of course. Kind of goes without saying.
But we're family now, Arthur. You and me. Sons of Dutch makes us brothers. Sometimes brothers make mistakes. I'm heading back to my little camp around back of Strawberry. Come see me. Maybe I can make things up to you.
You ain't heading back to Dutch?
No, I've been.
But yeah, we are definitely going to get into that photo mode.
I ain't seeing Dutch till I can bring him
and a new mission. So they market it as a new mission, which we'll get into right now. So right here, I'm actually playing on a save file from Chapter 3. So this one you could actually find pretty early in the game. I believe you could find it in Chapter 2 as well. It's right here in the Heartlands. You'll see this stranger mission pop up, to the ends of the earth. And this is an entirely new stranger mission added to the PC version of Red Dead Redemption 2. And unfortunately, it's the only new stranger mission, which is kind of disappointing. I would have liked a bit more. You know, I've gone over in the past. I want that Sadie Adler single-player DLC. That might be a little much, you know. Fingers crossed for the PS5 version. But for now, this is what we got. So there's this dude here.
Arthur, you familiar with the study of plants, my friend? Familiar ain't quite the word I'd use. Well, let me tell you.
A little creepy looking, like most of the strangers in this game.
Can provide everything man ever needs.
But hey, it's an all-new cutscene. So, you know, that's neat.
You see,
we'll just listen in here.
thousands, maybe millions of plants all across this vast country we share. The mountains, the plains, the swamps. I mean to explore them all, to know all of nature's bounty and all of her wonder, if I can.
Sure.
But I'm only one man. Would you consider helping me with gathering herbs for my studies?
Why?
Knowledge, kindness, beauty.
Well, I'm ignorant, ugly, and nasty.
Well, let's see if maybe we can do something about that.
I'll see.
So, unfortunately, as you probably should have expected, at least, I mean, I kind of expected this, this is a very, very simple, basic stranger mission. This guy basically asks you to find plants for him and trade with him, and he'll give you, like, a tonic in exchange. Like, it's very, very simple. Really nothing here you can't get out of, you know, going shopping at the store or the doctor or whatever. So you give him the plant he asked for, and he'll hand you like a horse tonic or a tonic just for yourself, right? As we see there, as he hands you nothing.
This can cure almost all maladies.
Yeah, a little disappointing. I mean, really nothing to it. But they did go through the trouble of adding a new cutscene, which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, really, would I suggest you go out of your way to find this, you know? If you're thinking about buying the PC version and that rests on whether it has new missions or not, yeah, you're not going to really find anything substantial there with To the Ends of the Earth. But here we are now in Saint Denis. Like I said, I already showed the M1899 pistol, which is the only brand new weapon for the PC version of the game. But the PC version is also adding 3 weapons that were previously exclusive to Red Dead Online, and you'll finally be able to use them in the single-player mode. So today, I'm going to grab my favorite repeater, the Evans repeater. Now, when it comes to unlocking these weapons, it looks like you need to reach Chapter 4 to actually get them all to appear. And a lot of the weapons are actually exclusive to the Saint Denis gun shop for whatever reason. Like, this guy's got mad exclusives or something. I don't really know why. The high roller revolver, though, is only available at the Saint Denis fence. You can't just get that one at the gun shop, I guess. But anyways, I'm not going to show off, you know, how the Evans repeater shoots. Because, again, it's been available in Red Dead Online for like 8 months or whatever. 10 months, probably. Instead, what I want to do is show off the game's photo mode, which I think is a ton of fun. As you can see, I grabbed the new Arabian that we just found. I've got the Evans repeater here, and we're going to try to snap a couple of photos. Now, I am not a photographer. I'm not even going to pretend. I try my best with my thumbnails for my videos, basically. And then sometimes just for fun, like if I get inspired by the environment in this game, which happens quite a bit, I'm not going to lie, I find myself just kind of pausing the game and going into photo mode and just trying to snap a cool picture. Because, honestly, this game is just like some next level art direction, right? Like, it's just, like, inspiration strikes with this game. I'm not going to lie, like, I'll just feel like taking a picture at random times. That was just a pretty standard, you know, me riding my horse while aiming my gun shot. But this, there you go. Now I'm really getting into photographer mode, trying to get a cool-ass pose, you know, out of my horse. You go to the cliffside, scare him a little bit, and then he does this. This wonderful pose. This majestic horse. As I grip my brand new Evans repeater and try to get a cool-ass shot of the countryside and the vistas in the distance and the beautiful blue sky above. Yeah, to me, the photo mode might be like the killer app for the PC version of this game. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it is so much fun to just try to stage some of these cool pictures. And to me, the mods are probably gonna make this even more fun than anything. Like, I already know there's a mod out there that takes away any of the limits to the camera. Like, you can only go so close or so far away from your character. Mods already have removed that limit. You could zoom in as close as possible. You could zoom out or do whatever, you know, no limits in this PC version as soon as mods come into play. There's some cool features here. You got focus and blur and exposure, and then there's those effects that are basically filters, right? Most of the time, though, I really like how the game is just lit normally, and I'll add maybe a bit of focus and blur, but other than that, I think it just looks gorgeous just as is most of the time. And then, of course, when we start getting mods involved, stuff like this could happen. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, yeah. And that's going to wrap up the video, honestly. I just wanted to go through a couple of the cool things I found that Rockstar added to the game. And then, you know, the ultimate expression of, you know, the fans' involvement with these Rockstar games, which is the mods. The mods are going to be so much fun, and we already have, like, basically a model swap mod that is easily installed and can be used by anyone right now. And as you can see, I transformed into a wolf here, and I'm just attacking random villagers, and it is pretty awesome. And you can switch to different character models as well. I have a Sadie Adler video out already. You can switch to animals, and we are only in week 1 here. And of course, the mods are only just gonna get crazier and crazier as time goes on. But yeah, that's about it for today. I just wanted to quickly show some of the cool stuff I found in the PC version of the game. You know, all in all, it's not the most substantial update or change from the standard version of Red Dead Redemption 2 that we've been playing. I'll say again, the frame rate stuff, the graphical enhancements, and the photo mode, for me, I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that. And as time goes on, all that stuff is only gonna get better. As PC power increases just in general, like, people are going to be more able to get more out of this game visually. Here in 2019, as I record this, you know, the hardware is not quite there yet because this game is just a juggernaut, but eventually we're going to be running this game at ultra all the way across, and it's just going to look stupidly, ridiculously good, and I look forward to that. So that's going to wrap it up. If you like this video and want to see more fun Red Dead Redemption 2 PC content, including mods and lots of them, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna have a lot more coming in the next week, just continuing to dig into this PC release, and yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. So hopefully my game stops crashing at some point. That would be wonderful. But until next time, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and take care.